This is the Fidelity Investments CBS Sports Desk.
Hi, everyone. Greg Gumbel in New York. Welcome to the Fidelity Investments CBS Sports Desk. Coming up, a college basketball doubleheader featuring the nation's top 3 teams. We begin with a pivotal showdown in the SEC. Second-ranked Kentucky looks to remain unbeaten in conference play when the Wildcats take on number 3 Florida. And then regional action. You'll see either number 16 Notre Dame against Georgetown or Oregon battles top-ranked Arizona. The turmoil in college basketball continues, joining the ranks of Georgia, Fresno State, and St. Bonaventure. Now the Villanova men's basketball program is awash in controversy. At a press conference a short while ago, the university announced the suspension of 12 players for the unauthorized use of a long-distance telephone access code. Those suspensions will be for 3 to 8 games per player, depending on the dollar value of the phone calls charged. The suspensions will be staggered so that the Wildcats can field a team, which means that tomorrow's game between Villanova and 7th-ranked Pittsburgh will be played as scheduled. Coming up, Kentucky against Florida. Enjoy the game here on CBS.
This has been the Fidelity Investments CBS Sports Desk.
Sellout at O'Connell Center on the campus of the University of Florida to see number 2 ranked Kentucky, number 3 rated Florida, and the finale of the regular season here in the Southeastern Conference. And oh my, is there some noise and emotion here on Senior Day. So much at stake, including possible number 1 seed for both teams in the upcoming NCAA tournament. Kentucky, longest winning streak in the nation, 19. Florida has won 19 in a row here at home, but they may or may not have the full services of their top player, Matt Bonner. Injured foot. Kareem, what is the latest on Bonner?
Well, I talked to Matt Bonner before the game today, and his arch is inflamed. But he's going to play today because he wants to win this game. He feels that his team was embarrassed up in Lexington, Kentucky, and they want to go into postseason with some momentum, beating a top-ranked team.
And you talk about momentum. How about the Wildcats? After a 6-3 start, they've won all the games this year. No other team in the nation has won every game in 2003, man.
Well, you know, Dick, they do not have the most talented player. No real star. What they have is an outstanding team, balanced and tough, and they bring it to you at the defensive end all game long. Here's little Cliff Hawkins coming off the bench, getting into the passing lane. Chuck Hayes, Johnny on the spot, not taking for granted anything. And now Bogans comes up with the loose ball, and he and Chuck Hayes work the 2-on-1 flawlessly. When you have that kind of commitment defensively and a willingness to share the ball, you have something special and a real chance to win a national championship.
And of course, Kentucky fans are used to that. The winningest program in college basketball history. Oh, what a scene here in Gainesville.
CBS Sports coverage of the road to the Final Four is sponsored by Chevy. The cars you can depend on, the cars that last, will be there. Sprite, obey your thirst. And by the U.S. Navy. Navy, accelerate your life.
We're back in Gainesville, Florida. It's spring break, but that has not deterred loyal Florida students who have camped out all week to be here to cheer today at the O'Connell Center. Kentucky coach Tubby Smith in his 6th year had a national championship club in his first season in Lexington, 98. Some say this team good enough to win it again. Here's his starting lineup. With 19 consecutive victories, the front court features Eric Daniels, Marquise Estel, and Chuck Hayes. Hayes may be the Wildcats' best all-around player. Gerald Fitch and Keith Bogans, a senior star at 16 points a game. Bogans. For Billy Donovan in his 7th year here, only 37 years young Donovan, and he has brought high esteem to this program in a short amount of time. Here's his starting lineup, protecting a perfect home record this year. Matt Bonner, the senior, averaging 15.5 a game, leads in scoring, and then youngsters in the front court, Lee and Walsh, and then Brett Nelson, who has been an off and on performer since a sensational sophomore season, and Justin Hamilton, one of the top defending players at the guard position in the country. Kentucky has dominated this series. The last time Florida lost here on this floor was to Kentucky a season ago. The official today, Boudreaux, Lindsey, and Stewart, and we're underway. Kentucky in blue will get the first chance to score. Pitch, Daniels, Bogans. Bogans draws Hamilton. That's a key matchup. Hamilton, the top defender, on Bogans, the top scorer for Kentucky. Pitch. Daniels, the left-hander, inside to Estill. Batted around by Lee and controlled by Kentucky's Estill. Daniels. Kentucky very physical. That's their strength. Bogans, did he travel? No. And Kentucky has the first basket.
Well, one thing Kentucky wants to be aware of is when they're getting back in transition, and anytime against Florida, they've got to identify the shooters, which is just about everybody on that Florida team, and they got to limit their three-point shots.
Florida leads the conference in three-point shots made, 244. No other team in the conference has as many as 200, so their game is outside. Kentucky's game is inside. Estill backs his way in against Lee and Bonner. It's fixed for three, and Kentucky jumps out 5-0.
Florida has to be so conscious of the inside play of Kentucky with Marquis Estill. He presents a lot of problems for you when he's going to catch the ball down there. They're going to have to double team him, and that opens up the perimeter shots for guys like Bogans and Fitch.
Walsh to Lee, he scores, and he's fouled.
That was a key play for Florida because they need to get some inside presence. Getting back this early in the paint is going to be a good omen for Florida.
Pitch.
Terrific execution on that pick and roll. David Lee, not a big muscle guy, but an effective inside player in and around the paint. A natural lefty, but can use either hand very well.
Yeah, he started that as a sophomore in high school when he broke his left arm, so he played the end of the season right-handed, and has been able to use both the right and left almost equally since. 5-3 the score. Estill sets the pick outside and then rolls back into the lane. Daniels back outside, and a travel is called.
I got to say that Florida's interior defense is doing a good job of making the Kentucky big men pass the ball back out to the perimeter and forcing them to take outside shots. That's going to work in their favor as this game goes along.
Watching Bonner closely as he inbounds the ball, he seems to be running with no apparent favoring of that right foot. Hamilton to Bonner. He is the top three-point average shooter at over 46% of his trays made this year.
Billy Donovan telling his team they have to avoid the quick threes. You see them using a lot of shot clock here.
Matt Walsh, the freshman from Holland, Pennsylvania. And it's tied at 5. Walsh at the other end. Nelson with a little runner. Oh, that's good news for Florida. Nelson has had his trouble scoring this year.
He has had, Dick, but lately he's been knocking the three-point shot down, which has lifted his confidence a little bit, and you have to be very confident to take that kind of runner.
A 7-0 run for University of Florida. Hayes back out to Daniels, way off the mark on the three, and the block by Bonner as he denied Hayes underneath. Nelson all the way, and he is fouled by Chuck Hayes, number 44 of the Wildcats.
Florida's doing a great job trying to get to the hoop. They're getting some balance. They're not living and dying by the outside shot, which was a big concern for Coach Donovan when he was at practice yesterday. He didn't want them to completely focus on the outside shooting and neglect going to the hoop.
Nelson averaging under 7 points a game as a sophomore. He was second to Tayshaun Prince of Kentucky for the SEC most valuable player. He was a star as a freshman, and then with injuries, his game has kind of petered away in this senior season.
Well, when he came into college, he was a point guard, but really he doesn't have the blow-by speed that you need at this level in the Southeast Conference, so it's been an adjustment.
Well, that ends 9 unanswered points by Florida as Fitch moves inside and gets a perfect pass.
A terrific one from Chuck Hayes, that's putting it right on the dime.
Lee with the left hand gets the roll.
That's what I mean. David Lee, not really a power guy inside, but uses his athletic ability and his smoothness to be able to prance through that lane and get good percentage shots.
Fitch with Nelson, Bogans, and Hamilton. Hamilton can shut you out. He is tenacious as a defender. Wide open as Hayes steps forward, has it knocked away, but covered by Daniels for the Cats. Oh, what a scramble underneath. Hayes. Estel with a follow, and it's 11-9 as Florida takes the offensive end. They've been perfect, 4 for 4 field goals and 3 for 3 free throws. What a start for the Gators.
Show the restraint that Florida has. Matt Walsh in other games would normally come down and launch a quick shot.
What a pass by Nelson, and Matt Bonner has his first basket.
And Dick Tubby-Smith very much concerned with the fact that Florida is attacking the rim with impunity. He's got Jules Camaro waiting at the storage table to see if he can come in and reject some of that.
Fitch driving the baseline and a foul on the floor. Jules Camaro will come in with a timeout. 15-20 remaining in this opening half. Florida with a nearly perfect start offensively has a 4-point lead. Kentucky starts 5 unanswered, and then Florida with 9 straight points, 13-9 the score. Kentucky with the longest winning streak in the nation, 19. Florida the 19 straight wins on their home floor, the longest home court streak shared by Oklahoma and Western Kentucky. They've won 36 in a row. Orlando Tubby-Smith at 51. He'll get a lot of votes for Coach of the Year. He took a team of turmoil a year ago. Turmoil, 22 wins in Kentucky. That's not a good season. But he has turned this program around. He said it's a we team, not a me team this year, and that's why we're winning. 13-9 the Gators, and a whistle along the sidelines. Who's in, who's on the bubble? CBS Sportsline will take an in-depth look at the 65 schools with the best chance of making the cut. Just click on Projecting the Field at CBSSportsline.com or American Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline.
So far in this game, Florida's been able to handle the physical play of the Kentucky Wildcats. It has not been a problem for them. They're matching them and going with them on the boards.
Inside to Daniels, can't hit the bank. They fight for the rebound and lead the winner, and they're going to call it a tie-up. Arrow points to Florida.
Well, that last sequence, Florida coming out of that timeout, going to their zone defense, and after the side out of bounds play, but Daniels finds the hole in that zone. Normally very efficient in and around the basket. Just squeezed it out there, but important for Florida to keep mixing up their defense to try to keep Kentucky off balance.
See what a great start today after that 6-30 start at Lexington when Kentucky opened up a 60-31 lead. Runner by Hawkins becomes a good pass to Camara. Hawkins left-hander out there, and Lee clears to Florida. Ahead to Nelson with Walsh. Nelson all the way. Oh, what a block up high was Hayes. Chuck Hayes with a rejection.
Keep in mind, Dick, Chuck Hayes is only 6'5". He blocked that like a guy about 6'8" or 9.
He's leading the team in rebounds at only 6'5", 6'5 and a half. Camara's first shot is not there. Hayes, there he is, misses the easy. That's 2 relatively gimme layups that Kentucky has not been able to make. And there's the steal. And on goes Daniels for the dunk. And that's a Kentucky game, getting quick points off their defense.
That's where it fell apart for Florida that game back in Lexington. They were hanging around, doing okay with about 12 minutes into that first half, and then the gates opened up, and that was sad after that for the Florida Gators as Kentucky put their defense into another level.
Bonner, the big man at 6'10", playing outside. Nelson into Bonner, and a hold against Kentucky. It'll be Daniels with a foul.
Here's why Kentucky, one of the best defensive teams in the nation right now, and they do it in a lot of different ways. You saw the block shot by Chuck Hayes, and here is the quick hands of Eric Daniels, resulting in an easy basket. And these kinds of easy baskets are what take the pressure off of Kentucky in their half-court offense, and that's why that works so smoothly.
Tubby Smith elects to go big now as Estill returns with Kamara, so he's got his two big men on the court now, and also Cliff Hawkins, #1, enters the game, and he's another defensive hawk.
I think Tubby Smith recognizes what Florida's trying to do. They're really taking it hard to the basket. He thinks they're maybe a little bit too frisky right now. Wants to reject it with the big fellas.
Gators with the ball, leading by 2. Out of bounds to Florida, and Hamilton will trigger it in.
This could really be a problem for Florida with their offense now, because guys like Hawkins and Hicks can really turn it up defensively with their pressure and gambling.
Good passing interior as Hamilton sets up Walsh, and it's 15-11. 4 points for Walsh.
Florida does not seem to be afraid to attack the paint with any of its players, creating quite a bit of problems for the Wildcats.
Just in the game is Antoine Barber, a junior. Hawkins, the left-hander. He hits his first attempt, a 2, and it's 15-13 Florida. That's Walsh for 3. Roberson's first shot won't fall.
This is what Billy Donovan has cautioned his team about. Stay away from that quick perimeter shot, even after that offensive rebound. Even though Kentucky's a good defensive team, make them play it for long periods of time.
Ronald Colas, number 42 at 6'9" from Miami, is in the game for Florida. He has replaced Bonner. Rebound lead. Hamilton surveys the floor and gets it to Walsh. Through the hands of Colas, and another turnover.
Fluff two opportunities to get catches there. And Florida can't afford those kinds of unforced turnovers. They're going to certainly see enough against the tough Kentucky D.
And the foul as Estill takes it down the lane. David Lee's first foul for Florida. And Estill goes to the line with a chance to tie. The senior from Richmond, Kentucky, averaging 11 a game.
Coach Donovan's getting ready to put in Christian Dreyer. He's tall, he can handle the ball, he can do a lot of things. He's going to keep trying to create problems for Kentucky defensively with their matchup.
Marquise Estill on the free throw line. He struggles there. Just 57%. He'll never be lonely in that lane. He's got too much offensive game in and around the basket. He'll get double teamed every time he touches.
Estill 1 out of 2 to pull Kentucky within 1 with 8 minutes gone in this opening round. Florida, after a 5-for-5 field goal start, has made just 1 of the last 5. This is Christian Dreyer, the Dane, into the game for the first time, and another block as Colas took it to the iron. Hawkins all the way and sets up the 3 for Barber, and he connects. Antoine Barber, who migrated to Lexington from Wabash Valley Junior College. Kentucky back in front.
As you said, Christian Dreyer, number 11. Billy Donovan wants him to elevate his game. He's a terrific all-around player. Makes the game easier for other players.
Nice pass by Roberson, but Colas can't hit the layup. Pitch the other way. Barber again, 2 for 2 from outside the line. So 6 quick points from Antoine Barber, and Kentucky takes a 5-point lead as Barber capping a 9-0 run for the Wildcats. Back to University of Florida. The conclusion of today's game will select the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the Game from each team. Chevrolet makes a contribution to each school's general scholarship fund, a grand tradition for 30 years.
Dick, it seems like the teams have changed personalities here. Kentucky's hitting from the three-point line. Florida's trying to attack in the paint. What's going on?
141 period here, and Kentucky outscoring Florida 9-0. Roberson, the freshman from Saginaw, Michigan, and he's stripped by Hawkins, and Hawkins calls time as Roberson tried to take it back. A timeout as we approach the midpoint of this opening half. back in Gainesville with a reminder. Thursday on CBS, one female survivor was forced to stay against her will just to keep an alliance alive. Don't miss an all-new Survivor Thursday, 8/7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. Kentucky forcing 4 turnovers here early. Estill can't hit inside, and here comes a break for Florida. 3-on-2. Dreyer takes it inside. He's denied. Great block by Camara. Fitch at the other end, and that was close to an intentional foul by Justin Hamilton.
You know what, Dick? I think by the fact that Justin Hamilton quickly went over to pick up the offensive player, avoided that intentional foul. Here's Christian Dreyer going in with some weak stuff again. Bono Colas went twice before too weakly, and there's the hard foul. Not called intentional because Hamilton, alert and smart enough, that experience going over and quickly trying to pick up Gerald Fitch.
Lovie Smith didn't like the contact. Sends Fitch to the line, the junior from Macon, Georgia, where he was runner-up to Mr. Georgia basketball. A good free throw shooter, way off the mark on that one is Billy Donovan sorting his troops.
Well, you know, Dick, he was telling us yesterday the one thing his team lacks that so many other teams in the Southeast Conference have, and that's physical toughness. He feels his team is mentally tough, but they don't have that physical toughness, and we've seen it with a freshman Dreyer and a junior in Bono Colas taking it week to the hoop.
Well, that's 10 straight points for Kentucky to open a 6-point lead.
Can I have my ball back?
An avid Kentucky fan, Ashley Judge, she's had a lot to smile about and cheer about this year as her beloved Cats looking for their 20th consecutive win. They've won another Southeastern Conference championship, the 42nd time they've won the SEC crown.
Florida's going to have to settle down here. There's a long way to go, and they panicked. They came out and made their first 5 shots, and since then they've been 1 for 8.
And they've fallen behind the Cats by 6 as we approach the 10-minute mark of this opening half. Bonner has returned. Bonner, Dreyer, Walsh, Hamilton, Colas, Bonner. Boy, he can shoot that 3 at 6'10".
Well, again, not too many big guys want to chase Matt Bonner out beyond that 3-point arc, so that pick and pop play will be very effective. But I still think Matt Bonner has to go inside some, especially in the first half, maybe get some Kentucky big men in foul trouble.
Good ball fake by 6'11" Jules Kamara, and that sets up a short jumper. It's 23-18. First points for Kamara. Dreyer at 6'9". Look how deft he is in handling the ball. Roberson for 3. Rebound to Barber. Fitch pulls up for 2. And Kentucky in a hot streak here now with a 7-point advantage. Walsh can't answer. Saved by Colas. And Walsh's pass through Colas's hands. That's twice that's happened.
Let's take a look at the pick and pop play with Matt Bonner and Christian Dreyer right here. The little pick, and then he's just going to go up there, and the 2 defenders going to go over there with Christian Dreyer. Good execution, and Kentucky, as good a defensive team as they are, just like all teams, they struggle with pick and rolls and ball screens.
Kentucky in the midst of a 14-3 run, and 5-1 advantage for the Cats in turnovers.
Florida's going back to a zone now, trying to make sure that they get some rebounding and don't give up the second shot.
Left-hander Hawkins, he nails another Kentucky 3, and it's a 10-point lead for the men from Lexington, Kentucky.
A part of the zone there is I don't think they really mind if Hawkins takes a lot of perimeter shots. As Kareem mentioned, the big worry is you can't give up any second shots out of that zone.
Matt Walsh can't hit, and Bogans rebounds for the Cats, and here come the Blues. Camara, the high lob pass, a little too much from Bogans. Oh, Florida led by 13-9 with 4.5 minutes gone, but then it's been all Kentucky to open a 10-point advantage. And they're doing it with threes. They're stealing Florida's game. 4 for 6 Kentucky from outside the arc. Kentucky foul, and that gives us a chance to remind you tomorrow night on 60 Minutes, 2 American icons, former President Bill Clinton and former Senate Majority Leader Bob Dole. They join the cast of 60 Minutes tomorrow night.
It shows you what a good team Kentucky is. They took that emotional hit early in this game. Florida got off to a great start, making their 5 first shots. Fantastic crowd here at the O-Dome, and Kentucky just all business, weathered it, and now back on top of their game, Dick, and now they've got their small lineup in there, and that's what caused all kinds of havoc for Florida last time these two teams met in February.
Hawkins picks up 2 fouls in a matter of 5 seconds. Here comes Eric Daniels back in for Kentucky, and Hawkins with the 2 fouls gets a seat near Tubby Smith.
And break for Florida because no longer is that small lineup out there.
And Lee takes it inside against the big lineup and scores. David Lee with 7 to lead Florida.
It seems every time Florida is patient, moves the ball around, gets the Kentucky defense moving and a little bit of antsy, they get a high percentage shot.
Roberson with a near steal. Daniels back out to Fitch. 6 on the shot clock. Bogans with 3. What a pass to Hayes. And Chuck Hayes has his first basket.
You talk about patience, and that's the maturity and poise that Keith Bogans has developed over 4 years.
Ball last touched by Chuck Hayes. It's out of bounds to Florida when play resumes. Timeout with 7:17 to go in the half. Bogans, the senior, drills the perfect pass to set up Hayes. It's that time of the year for awards, and here's the Singular Wireless fan poll. Whom do you think will win SEC Player of the Year? How about Slade, Tennessee, Bogans, Kentucky, Bonner, Florida, Georgia's Jarvis Hayes, Austin, and Mississippi State? Singular Wireless users send votes to 171 or log on to cbssportsline.com/singular. Stay tuned. We'll have the results during Singular at the half. 30-20, Matt Bonner, along with Brett Nelson and Justin Hamilton, the 3 seniors from Florida, honored before the game with their parents. Very emotional ceremony, as it always is.
Florida's doing a good job now matching up size-wise. Putting it right into the right guy's hands. He delivers.
And Bonner has 7.
He likes that little jump hook on the baseline or in the lane. He's got to mix it up. A little balance in his game. Not only the perimeter shots, and I think he does have to start looking for some threes on the pick and pop because Florida's a little bit out of character right now as far as three-point shooting is concerned.
Pitch cross court to Hayes. Bonner on him. Bogans barrels in, gets his own rebound, and scores. Keith Bogans now has 4. And Kentucky maintains its 10-point lead. Near steal. Chuck Hayes getting a hand in there. Kid from Modesto, California.
It's Kentucky defenders just don't let you complete a pass.
And there's another steal, and Barber with a payoff. So Barber off the bench with a couple of threes and a steal, and 2 has 8 points.
Dick, it is so subtle. You just can't point to one thing that makes this Kentucky team good defensively other than they do it together. They communicate very well. They just don't let you make post feed. And if you put anything lazy out on the wing, they'll jump in the passing lane and nail it.
Florida played a perfect start and led only 13-9. You almost have to score every time down floor to stay with Kentucky. Well, Lee gets 1 to pull back within 10.
Florida using their patience and waiting to get the opportunity in the paint has been a lot more successful than they have from the perimeter. They should stick with that game plan.
Absolute din here at the O-Dome. 12,500 on their feet. Near steal by Bonner, but it goes right to Bogans, who scores. Bogans in the right place at the right time to collect his 6th point of the game. Lee's the hot hand, and he gets the ball now for Florida. He's 4 for 4 from the floor. Around Estill. Oh, what a quick first step.
I think Lee must have decided he's going to take Estill to school today. He's been killing him inside there.
11 now for Lee to lead all scores. Estill, and that'll be against Estill. Marquise Estill called for the charge. His first foul.
Well, David Lee right on his average right now, averaging 11 points a game. We mentioned earlier he uses both hands equally well. He is shooting 63% on the field, and in the last 7 games, he's shooting 70%, and he is talking stuff inside the Marquise Estill.
Lee, only a sophomore from St. Louis, Missouri. Estill's foul makes it 16 fouls on Kentucky. Florida whistle for 3. Dreyer and a hold, either Daniels or Barber. And that will send Florida to the line for the bonus. Barber picks up his first. And to the line, Christian Dreyer, a member of the Danish National League. He was Player of the Year, 31 points a game. From Hellerup, Denmark, 15 minutes outside Copenhagen. Talked to him yesterday. Perfect English. He said, oh, I've been speaking English since the middle school. We're required to take it in Denmark. And at 6'9", he handles the ball well enough to be a point guard. Stay with us here on CBS. More basketball to follow.
Kentucky very relaxed, very much under control, never have to be in a hurry. They trust each other so much at the offensive end.
No basket had it gone in, a foul on the floor. Appeared to be Hamilton. It was his second.
You know, a lot of times in the past, and even this Kentucky team last year when Tayshaun Prince was there, their best scorer, a lot of guys go, well, when Tayshaun gets it, he's going to look for his shot. So if I've got it, I'm going to look for my shot, and that's when things really break down. This team is not anything at all like that right now, and their interior passing is unparalleled in college basketball.
We saw the senior Justin Hamilton out, and freshman Anthony Roberson returns. Roberson, who has an excellent outside shot, held scoreless thus far. Bogans not there. Dreyer with the rebound.
Kentucky has gone small once again. Want to look for David Lee inside or along the baseline where he can take his man.
Nice give and go, trying to get it to Bonner, and a hold against Keith Bogans of Kentucky. First foul on Bogans. In the SEC East, 42nd time that Kentucky has locked up the conference championship with that perfect 15-0. Their last loss was in late December to Louisville, running out a 25-3 mark, and almost certainly will be one of the #1 seeds in the upcoming NCAA tournament. Matt Bonner, want to mention that of all the honors for a collegian, what higher honor to be the academic All-America Player of the Year of all the men who play college basketball. This man, Matt Bonner, voted for his outstanding work in the arena, basketball arena, and in the classroom.
Carries that 3.98 average. Very upset that he doesn't have the 0.02 in freshman year. I think he just got a B in chemistry. Still mad about it.
Yeah, his teammates have to smile and look at each other. B in chemistry. Oh, what's the problem? Lee fighting to maintain control. Walsh working the baseline and cut off quickly by Barber.
But Billy Donovan says that's one of Bonner's problems. He's a perfectionist, and being that smart, he probably thinks too much.
Very close to stepping on the center line was Nelson, and there's a near steal saved by Lee. Somebody's got to be open. Bonner. This is the 3. Rebound Barber. Bogans on the run. Pulls up for 2. And a foul will be called on Nelson. His second.
Kentucky keeps the pressure up by running every chance they get, and they keep fresh bodies on the floor. It's really hard for Florida to keep pace with them. They're going to have to slow the pace down.
Here's Keith Bogans, last year a disaster by Bogans standards. As a junior, averaged only 11.5 points a game. Probably took too many shots. He was intending to impress NBA scouts and had an off year. He's come back. He's been a team player and has led his club, as you can see there this season. Every number improved.
Well, Dick, when he found out that he was not going to go to the pros after his sophomore year, it kind of took the wind out of his sails, but he finally regrouped late last season, played very well in the tournament, and he has just been brilliant this year for Tubby Smith, and Tubby challenged him to be the leader and think team first. And that's exactly what Bogans has done, and it has filtered through the rest of these players.
Leading by a dozen as Roberson takes it strongly to the wire. And it's 39-29, Roberson's first basket.
Florida is 1 for 6 from beyond the three-point arc, and they get most of their points in the paint.
Fitch caught in midair. You got Lee now on Fitch, who fires from outside. Not there. Roberson pulls it away from Barber. Bogans cuts him off.
And Florida should continue thinking, take the ball to the rim. There's no size in there, no shot blocker for Kentucky.
There's another steal. Fitch ahead to Hayes. And that'll be a block on Matt Walsh of Florida. His first foul.
Kentucky got that steal because they had a small guy guarding Bonner, but it didn't make any difference to them. They play the same type of defense no matter who's guarding whom, and they come up with the steal.
Look at Chuck Hayes, who made the All-SEC freshman team a year ago, finished the season as a starter.
Okay, we're going to see how number 4 gets switched off on Bonner, but he doesn't care if he's a little guy. He's going to go on and take it on down for the fast break.
Hayes misses the second shot, has 3 points in the game, and 40-29 to score.
Florida has a lot of skilled players. They pass, they catch, they shoot well, but David Lee, although he's having a great game, is not one of their best passers. He can't be the guy feeding the post.
There's another turnover forced by the Kentucky defense. The Cats by 11. Kentucky leading by 11. Both teams shooting over 50%. But if you subscribe to the theory that defense wins you championships, Kareem, and I know you were a 9-time defensive all-star in the NBA, if you go along with the defense, then it's the Wildcats and those turnovers.
Well, the Wildcats are doing a great job of playing the way they want to play. But Florida needs to be patient. Everything is working for them in the paint. They've shot 11 for 17, two-pointers. They should just stick with what's working for them. They're only 1 for 6 from beyond the three-point arc. They should go with what works.
Kentucky really impressive, aren't they?
Well, Kentucky has forced 8 turnovers for 12 points. They forced 19 turnovers in that embarrassing win against Florida a month ago in Lexington.
And the block shots also, that's a bonus for them. Everything is working in their favor.
3 block shots for the Wildcats in the game. Down to the 140 mark. And a rare turnover forced by Florida. Therefore, against Kentucky.
Pretty tough defense inside by Anthony Roberson against Fitch. Both about the same size. Roberson is just a freshman, so there's a lot of moxie.
Lee into Bonner. Nice hesitation. He protects the ball with his body.
Well, that's the balance I'm talking about. Bonner is such a solid player in every phase of the game. Everybody knows he's a terrific perimeter shooter and a three-point threat, and he can do damage inside. He's got to get in there a little more.
Barber cut off. Bogans with a good fake. And that leaves Barber open. Misses his first time from three-point range. Bad timing by the Gators. They don't get the rebound. And Bogans makes them pay for it with a 3.
It looked like Matt Walsh had excellent inside position. He did, but I don't know if the ball hit something. He did, as you say, they just mistime his jump. And every little flaw in your game, Kentucky capitalizes against it.
Kentucky 11-0 on second chance points. Roberson a little too strong off the iron, and a foul off the rebound as Eric Daniels gets it for Kentucky. Coming up on Singular at the half, Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg gets you. They'll talk live with Villanova head coach Jay Wright about today's suspension of 12 Villanova players for alleged use of a phone access card. Coming up on Singular at the half. 33 seconds to go, and Eric Daniels, the southpaw at the line, and he's short, and that's Walsh ripping down the rebound. And Bogans harassing Walsh.
You don't want to be messing around with the basketball against any of these perimeter Kentucky defenders. They'll strip you clean.
Down to 10 seconds left in the half. 6. And there's the steal, anticipated well by Chuck Hayes. Bogans fires at the buzzer. And that's how the first half concludes, as Billy Donovan will have to go to the chalkboard. What do you do to stop that Kentucky defense? End of the half. Kentucky 43, Florida 31. Now let's send you to New York and Greg Gumbel.
All right, Dick, thank you. Coming up on Singular at the half, Clark, tell
To the Final Four is sponsored by the Cayenne, pure Porsche in a most unexpected form. Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you? And by Microsoft, providing software for the agile business.
Graduation gator outside of Chrysler Hall here on the campus of the University of Florida. On senior day in Kentucky with an impressive first half and a 12-point lead as we look at the halftime statistics. Both teams shooting well from the floor, both over 50%, in fact identical. The key though, turnovers and points off turnovers, the quick hands of the defense. Here's one of those 2 points from Antoine Barber. And second chance points, 11-0 Kentucky. So, you're the coach, Kareem. How do you stop this Kentucky outfit?
Well, you got to get more guys around the hoop so that you can protect against them getting offensive rebounds. If you can't clear the defensive board, you can't do anything at the offensive end.
I think total domination by Kentucky's backcourt over Florida. They outscored them 25-6. I think a big factor, Justin Hamilton picked up his second foul and spent most of the half on the bench.
Same team that started for Kentucky. Estill has it knocked away. Those great hands, he gets it back and scores. Marquise Estill, what beautiful hands he has. 5 points for him, and this is Kentucky's biggest lead, 14. Nelson to Walsh, and Walsh takes it along the baseline, and the foul's against whom? Kentucky. Going to call Estill for the block.
That foul's going to put Estill right back on the bench.
And Walsh will go to the line, one of 2 very talented freshmen that have been starters most of the year, along with Anthony Roberson. In fact, Walsh, this is his 30th start of the season. No other freshman in the league has started all his team's games.
He grew up in Holland, Pennsylvania, in a suburb of Philadelphia. Actually played high school basketball at Germantown Academy with Duke's Lee Melchione, so they obviously had a great team. But the smart thing Matt's father did was get him to play in the offseason in the summer in the inner city leagues in Philadelphia. It has toughened him up, got him ready for this very tough conference.
Kentucky, the high pass to Fitch, who slips inside. Well covered. Fitch, Daniels, Estill, Hayes, and Bogans for Kentucky. Nelson, Walsh, Bonner, Lee, and Hamilton for Florida. Same teams that started. Bogans on the run. Rebound Lee. David Lee has been the star for Florida in this game, scoring 11 to lead his team. Walsh struggling inside against Hayes, and a whistle.
Sometimes Matt Walsh tries to do a little bit too much and to take a lot of the flash out of his game in the early part of the season. And really what he needs to improve on is his in-between game. He's got it, but he's pretty much been relying on the three-point shot or all the way to the basket. Today, I've seen him pull up and take that middle-distance shot.
Bonner operating off the free throw line. Hamilton, has he taken a shot yet?
Nope.
Bonner on the run. Oh, nice soft kiss off the glass. Matt Bonner now leading Florida with 12.
Matt Bonner always gives himself a chance to score because he can take advantage of whatever is out there in terms of opportunity.
Daniels inside against Bonner, uses the left hand and rattles one home. Eric Daniels with 4. The intense pace of this game offensively, with both teams shooting better than 50%. And Kentucky brings intensity with that defense.
Well, you see what they do on the dribblers. They try to make them go east-west rather than right to the basket, and it really bogs your offense down.
Bonner inside to score with the left hand. He now has 14.
Now, the last 2 times down, Bonner has scored shooting the jump shot when that was open, and then he took somebody inside, used position, scored off of that opportunity. He's very versatile.
Lee forcing the turnover with his fronting on defense.
Here's Bonner. He drives, gets inside, hoop. Second one, he posts up and uses his size. Again, another hoop. Smart player.
Speaking of size,
there's his dad, Dan, who's a big Boston Celtic fan.
He's a 6'7". His mom is 6'3". Dad is a retired basketball official. He's still hauling mail for the U.S. Post Office. Hamilton skying to score.
David Lee did a great job seeing the aggressive play of the Wildcats. They just set up the backdoor play at virtual perfection.
Daniels with Bonner hawking him. Inside, taken away by Walsh. A spurt now for the Gators. They pulled within 9. This crowd ready to really roar with a basket here. Walsh. Good defense by Hayes, and they have to bring it back outside.
They just will not let you go by them, and that's how you can have a chance to beat Kentucky, is drive it into the seams and then either look inside or kick out to the weak side for the open jump shot.
They forced Hamilton to take a tough 10-footer falling away.
Now Florida's defense much better here to start this second half. They're getting Kentucky to hold the ball more.
Bogans misses the 3. Bonner off to Roberson. Roberson and Walsh, 2 excellent outside shooters as freshmen, but now it's the second time around against the opposition. Hamilton can't hit the bank, and wide open is Bogans at the other end. And he rams it home, and a timeout is called.
Now that basket was made possible because Walsh came up, tried to get the steal, let somebody run by him for the layup.
And a moment ago, Justin Hamilton on penetration. Keep an eye on Matt Walsh over here. He's going to come over and get sucked in. Anthony Roberson's going to be playing around over here. Nobody back on defense. And this is how Kentucky gets easy baskets, which take pressure off their half-court offense. You just don't get any higher percentage than that. The Florida Gators have to do a better job of floor balance.
And the fast break points on Kentucky's side, 11-2. 16 minutes left in the second half. Kentucky unbeaten since a loss to Louisville late in December. Looking for its 20th in a row. That's tops in the nation. And Florida protecting an unbeaten home record this last year as Bonner goes inside, and he's so soft with those hands. He has 16.
Great give and go play. And again, this is what's available for Florida. They've only made 1 of 6 3-pointers. They usually can be counted on to make 8 in a game. It's totally out of character for them, but they got to do a better job of it.
And the foul for a hold inside. Lee protesting. He has his second foul, and with Bonner's score, we remind you we'll return after this message and a word from your local station.
News Channel 5, the most watched newscast for more than a decade.
We're back with our Microsoft Agile move. Eric Daniels' agility and ability to scrape up a loose ball and give Kentucky an easy look at our Microsoft Agile move. Florida has pulled within 9, 49-40. We played 4.5 minutes of the second half here in the Swamp.
I think it was the Kentucky backcourt that dominated Florida's backcourt in the first half, but Florida's front court with Matt Bonner and David Lee have more than held their own against the physical, tough Wildcat front line.
Cliff Hawkins into the game for Kentucky, and Dreyer with a kick, or is there a foul on the goal? No foul. New 35-second clock. Hayes will There's Hawkins playing it inbounds. Out to Daniels.
Florida has dropped back into a zone now, and they're trying to make sure that Estill does not get the opportunities that he loves inside there.
Lee with a rebound. It's Hamilton, Roberson, Bonner, Dreyer, and Lee on the floor for Florida.
The Gators have to keep looking for David Lee and Matt Bonner until Kentucky does something about stopping them.
They're 12 for 13 as a Quinella. Roberson hits the three, and that's big for Florida. And a whistle at the other end as a Wildcat lead down to 6.
And this will work for Anthony Roberson when you got some kind of an inside game going, although the Gators haven't established an inside-out game, but now you get penetration because the defense is worried about you inside, and you get the open shots from the perimeter in rhythm.
David Lee picks up his 3rd foul on that last whistle, and he's going to come out at the next stop in play. Daniels inside and tipped in by Estill. Marquise Estill now with 5. Lee scrambling and a turnover. Daniels with a steal. Hawkins. Estill rips it down. Tied up by Dreyer, tied up by Bonner, finally a whistle. And the arrow points to Florida.
Marquise Estill and Matt Bonner have been banging away at each other for the last 3 years or so, and once Bonner got a hold of this, he tried to give a little extra, and Estill's kind of an easygoing sort, saying, "What are you doing to me, man? I know, you tied me up." Mr. Bonner liked it.
The Gators down by 8. Polis back into the game. Dreyer reluctant to shoot. He'd rather pass, and it's stolen by Hayes, taken back. Polis made the play. Roberson hits the 3. Freshman Anthony Roberson from Saginaw, Michigan. And he brings excitement to that student body.
It's a 5-point game now. It's anybody's game. Kentucky has let Florida get right back into it.
Leading by 12 at the half, now down to 5. Hawkins, great pass inside. And recovered by Hayes, the loose ball. Fitch. Oh, boy, that's a crowd quieter.
And a terrific pass from the opposite corner by Eric Daniels.
Hamilton down, so is Daniels. The pass ahead to Fitch.
Florida has really been hurt by not having the ability to finish off the layup attempts that they have been given in this game.
Terrell Fitch had a mismatch with Matt Bonner on him, didn't take advantage of it on 2 catches in this possession.
Eight on the shot clock. Hayes to Daniels, knocked away, but a foul is called. We're back with a Singular Wireless fan poll. Which team will advance farthest in the NCAA tournament, Kentucky or Florida? Singular Wireless users send vote to 171 or log on to cbssportsline.com/singular. We'll have the results later in the half. Foul was on Justin Hamilton, so Hamilton and Lee of Florida each now with 3 fouls.
Now, this particular group on the floor for Kentucky looks very tired right now, not bending over and grabbing the shorts, but you do see a lot of hands on hip. Tubby Smith senses it as well, so Keith Bogans and Jules Camara right back into the ballgame to get some fresh troops as Tubby Smith feels things starting to slip.
Kentucky by 8, 12.5 minutes to go in the second half. Camara, Hayes to Bogans to Hayes. And Hayes hits the 3. Chuck Hayes. He just does everything well. He has 6 points. And Kentucky back up by 11.
That's just his 8th three-pointer of the year at 28 attempts. He'll take it now and then. He knows he can get a better shot, but as you said, Dick, he does so many things for this team.
Polis to Dreyer. Dreyer pulls up. Can't hit it. And it's out of bounds off Bonner of Florida.
Here's Chuck Hayes being given a lot of room because Florida's in their zone defense coming out of that underneath out of bounds play. And all Kentucky has to do is find the open shot. A lot of people think this is your best chance to beat Kentucky is play that tight zone and give up some perimeter shots and catch them on a cold day. It's probably the only way it's going to happen.
They're not cold today, however. Inside, gets it to Bogans for 3, and he hits again. Oh my, the three-point shooting for the Wildcats, 8 for 14.
And Eric Daniels once again finds the open man. It's silly to put 2 or 3 defenders around him. He really doesn't want to shoot the ball. He can make shots inside, but he's such a good passer. He creates open opportunities for his teammates.
Polis can't get it into Bonner. Dreyer working on Kamara. Gets it into Bonner. Oh.
Strong play by Matt Bonner. Looked like he was shut down inside, but just held on an extra second. Not the best leaper in the world, but able to hang in the air for as much time as he needed.
Bonner knows how to finish the play, which is something that his teammates have not been doing when they get in the paint.
Bonner basket stopping a 9-0 Kentucky run. After Florida pulled within 5 points, the pass too tall. A rare error from the Kentucky offense. And when Florida rallies, pulls close, it's Kentucky with a perfect pass, and the senior Bogans drilling the 3.
CBS Sports coverage of the road to the Final Four is sponsored by HP. HP technology, services, and people help make more things more possible. Old Spice. And by Pontiac. Fuel for the soul.
In Florida's basketball history, no team has won more than this one for Billy Donovan. 24 victories, 5 defeats. A common denominator between Donovan and the opposing coach, Tubby Smith, as they were 12 years ago with Rick Pitino at Kentucky. Tubby an assistant and Billy Donovan a young assistant as well. It is a small world.
And when we asked Billy Donovan yesterday what he took from Rick Pitino, he had some interesting things to say. He said the biggest thing he learned from Rick Pitino was how to listen. And what Billy Donovan said, he had a good coaching staff. He listened to them and trusted them. And Billy Donovan is doing the same thing at Florida.
He was recruited to Providence, was Donovan, by Joe Mulaney, and the first 2 years sat on the bench. Pitino came to Providence and made Donovan a star. As the New England Player of the Year his senior year. Polis inside with a wide open 2, his first basket of the game, and it's a 10-point lead for Kentucky.
Well, Dick, Florida saw in the first half that Kentucky was jumping the gun on rotating on those high picks. That time coming out of the timeout, they exploited that, and Roberson found the open man.
Inside, Estel stolen by Walsh. And then that's going to be a foul, I believe. Yes, on Kentucky's Bogans, who didn't have the ball. He went on the pile instead.
And don't forget, in the first half, there was a hard foul situation where Matt Walsh was involved in fouling, I think it was Gerald Fitz going hard to the basket. And that time, Keith Bogans with a little extra coming over the back and head of Walsh as they hashed it out a little bit.
Second foul on Bogans. No harm, no foul, he says, as he gives his opponent a pat on the backside. Inside to Polis, and he misses the slam. Bogans goes the other way to Estel. And it's pushing a foul.
Florida's going to have to really try to calm down and make these basket opportunities in the paint. They're there. They need them. If they don't get them, it's going to be a long day.
Well, see, that's why the fathers of the game back in your day said, we're going to outlaw that dunk. We don't want that kid at UCLA to embarrass himself.
That's very kind.
Well, I'll tell you what happened in the first half. Bonocolas had 2 or 3 opportunities at the basket and put up a very soft floating type shot. So you imagine Billy Donovan and his staff getting on him at halftime saying, hey, I don't care if you miss a shot. I want you to take it hard to the basket. I want you to dunk it in traffic. That's the new game, Dick.
All right. It is a game for big minutes. And Roberson and another turnover charged against Florida. Roberson goes over to get some advice from his headmaster. 12th turnover forced by the Kentucky defense.
Kareem, how many points would you have scored if you were allowed to dunk? Give or take 1,000.
I don't know if it really would have affected it that much, because the ones that I didn't dunk, I just laid up and just counted to 2.
You make it sound so easy.
It was easy.
A steal by Walsh. He's got Barber to beat, and he scores. Barber, good hustle, couldn't get his hands on the ball. He goes into the crowd.
Well, that was a foot race there. Matt Walsh, not the fleetest of foot, kind of an uncanny player, just had enough left in the tank to get there before being chased down.
9-point lead. This Florida fans doing everything they can to help their club. Barber offline, Dreyer with a rebound.
Dreyer is a great person to have out on the court right now, because he can go end to end. He gets a rebound. He can also create something off the fast break. So if Florida can get opportunity baskets with this lineup out there.
Bonner waiting to come in at the scorer's table as Roberson takes it inside, and he's fouled. I believe it was Estel.
Another example of Florida making things happen in the paint, doing a great job going to the basket. They didn't get the basket, but they got fouled just as good.
Marquise Estel, his 3rd foul this week. Catch the Emmy Award-winning Late Show with David Letterman. Biggest stars, biggest laughs, and the biggest events are all on Dave. The Late Show with David Letterman, all new, all this week, right here on CBS. Who's he blowing kisses to? I know someone's got to reveal. There's somebody blowing those kisses to.
His mom back in Indiana,
That's
of course.
Right. For all the Ball State alums. 3 changes made by Tubby Smith as he brings in fresh bodies. Estel, Cameron, and Hawkins go out.
Anthony Roberson not starting today because of senior day, and Brent Nelson getting the call. But about 6 games ago, Roberson became a starter. I kind of like him coming off the bench because it gives Billy Donovan a spark, something they don't have otherwise if he's in the starting lineup. And he's fearless. He can come in and be an instant offense player for you.
Roberson with 10 today. The Gators pull within 7. And a steal by Dreyer as he deflects it to Bonner.
Very uncharacteristic for Kentucky to be sloppy with the ball like that when they have a lead. They need to protect the ball if they're going to win this game.
Daniels on Bonner. Hayes on Lee. Bonner moving down into the low post.
He's got to get aggressive again, looking for moves on the baseline and in and throughout the lane. They need those high percentage points.
Walsh open for 3. And the rebound to Barber. Oh, he traveled. He was going to make the bounce pass in the post, and he saw a Gator defender pulled up, committed the turnover. Timeout in Gainesville. Number 2, Kentucky. Number 3, Florida. We asked you earlier, which team do you think will advance farthest in the NCAA tournament? Here are the results. Overwhelmingly for the Wildcats of Kentucky. 85% of you feel they'll go farthest in the tournament. Keep watching for more Singular Wireless fan poll questions.
Big turnover differentiation in the first half. Florida kicked it away 9 times. But now it is all even at 12. And another good thing Florida is doing, other than the aggressive defense to force those turnovers, is holding Kentucky to just 1 shot. They've only got 2 offensive rebounds in the second half.
And the Gators have pulled within 7 with plenty of time. 7:40 left. Florida with its starting lineup with one exception, Dreyer on the field, on the floor, and there's a reach in, knocking it away, and then Walsh trying to get it back, commits the foul, and he'll come out of the game. made. It's Bonner, however, with the foul. His second. Walsh will get a rest as Roberson returns.
Once again, Matt Walsh dribbling into traffic and into trouble. 5 turnovers now. As he said before, tries to do too much with the dribble and just makes an easy pass. When you're playing against a tough defensive ball club like Kentucky, you don't want to take any silly chances with the ball.
Reminder, Notre Dame, Georgetown, or Oregon, and #1 in the nation, Arizona. Those games to follow. Hawkins has it stripped by Hamilton. Gets it back. Daniels takes it with fire to the iron.
Marquise has set a great pick, not allowing the defense to get back in and defend against that drive to the basket.
Roberson way off on the three-point attempt. And Fitch is right on target for Kentucky at the other end. Gerald Fitch.
And Roberson went down after he released that shot, banged his head, never got back into the defensive end. But that's the quick three-point shot that Billy Donovan does not want from his team against Kentucky.
And Fitch with that three has 16 in the game to lead the Wildcats. And we have a timeout. Yeah, we started today thinking Florida would use its three-point acumen. I mean, they're the best in the conference. They shoot more and they make more threes, but it's been Kentucky making 9 for 16. Every run made by Florida, the Wildcats have answered with a tough three at the other end.
Well, the Florida defense has to be so conscious of the interior and around the boards because of the big physical front line of Kentucky. That's what opens up the three-point line.
Lee, and no foul. Bonner gets it back, and Lee then off the miss scores. So that's the combination. Bonner and Lee, they've kept Florida in the game.
They're going head-to-head with one of the best defensive front lines and doing a great job.
Second chance points, however, Kentucky 14, and that was the first second chance bucket for the Gators.
Played his zone defense at Kentucky. It slows them down a little bit. They don't get the player movement or the ball movement that makes them such a good team in the half court.
Hawkins waiting to try to steal a ball from Lee, and he fouls his third.
There's Lee and Bonner inside, working over that big front line. David Lee has been exceptional. We said at the beginning of the game, he doesn't have a lot of bulk. But that physical player, kind of a finesse guy, he has had a very strong game today.
Kentucky's going with a small team now. They're going to get out and put some defensive pressure all the way out to the perimeter.
Tallest man on the floor is Eric Daniels at 6'8". Dreyer blocked by Hayes.
Chuck Hayes is such a good defensive player. He moves his feet well. He's so fundamentally sound. He just would not let Dreyer turn the corner, leveled him off, didn't panic, made him take a tough shot.
Inbound to Bonner. Cut off on the baseline. And he'll fire the three. Well, he's shown you why he is an all-conference player and will get some All-America votes. He's done everything well again.
The ref gave him a 2 on that, but it's perfect play for him because he stepped back. The defense collapsed. He's able to put that in every time that he gets that much open space.
Hawkins, nice pass. And Daniels has the basket +1. Well, let's see if they call it on the floor. No basket. Yeah, they call it before the shot. And the foul is on David Lee. Number 4 on Lee. First player in the game. One away from DQ.
Part of the reason why both of these teams are playing so much zone is they want to cut down on penetration into the lane.
Team fouls, Matt. 6 now against Kentucky. 5 for Florida.
David Lee just showed us the heart of a warrior. With 4 fouls, he went up to stop somebody's dunk and did it.
Nelson into the game, and a reach-in foul on Fitch of Kentucky. His second.
Okay, what we're going to see here is David Lee coming over to help his teammate, getting a hand on the sure dunk shot, saved his team 2 points.
Second block for Lee. Bonner fires the 3. And Hawkins clears for Kentucky, and he'll slow it up. Down to 4:45 left. Florida unbeaten at home this year, 19 in a row. Kentucky looking for its 20th straight victory on the season, the longest run in the nation.
I don't think Kentucky minds right now playing against this zone defense. They probably want to use as much clock as possible and shorten this game with this 8-point lead.
Down to 6 on the clock. Hawkins will fire. And it's Hamilton for Florida. Down by 8. Every trip now to Florida is one in which they need to take advantage, cut into that Kentucky lead. Nice move by Hamilton, and then back out to Nelson. Lee. Ooh, luckily it goes right to Dreyer.
You didn't think that was a pass, that day.
They're letting a lot of action go, and Bonner scored. A lot of contact, no whistle, and Florida's within 6 as Bonner has 22.
Kentucky was too anxious to make the steal that time. They kept reaching it and left someone open under the hoop for a layup.
Hope alive here in Gainesville as Florida pulls within 6 behind their star, Matt Bonner. Back at the O-Dome with a reminder Sunday on CBS, it's Batman and Robin, Adam West and Burt Ward, together again in the world premiere movie event, Return to the Batcave, Sunday at 9, 8 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. 66-60. Kentucky leading here at Florida. 3.5 minutes to go. Clock down to 15. Dreyer with a steal. Hamilton. Justin Hamilton, and it's a 4-point game. Eight unanswered for the Gators.
Florida doing it at the defensive end with quick hands as Kentucky has become tentative, and at the other end, Florida moving the ball, passing and catching very well.
And a turnover off Bogan's hands, and now they're really ready to go crazy here at the O'Donnell Dome. 14th Kentucky turnover. Bonner, no basket. A foul before the shot. Third foul on Fitch.
Well, careless pass by Fitch in there, and Dreyer able to get his hand in, and there have not been these many opportunities for Florida to get out in the open floor and get a fast break, mainly because generally Kentucky takes good care of the ball, and they generally have good floor balance in transition.
Matt Bonner pulls the Gators to 3 with his 23rd point of the game. Marquise Estel in, and Eric Daniels out for Kentucky. What a game for Bonner. 10 for 13 from the floor. But he misses that free throw. Hayes clears. Kentucky protecting now a 3-point lead. They led by as much as 13. 14 points, their biggest lead.
Florida's going with their original game plan, making sure that Kentucky does not get easy position under the hoop.
Big rebound by Lee off Estel's miss. And now Florida a tray away from tying the game.
And you don't necessarily need a 3 here, but if you get penetration and a kick out for a Brett Nelson or a Matt Bonner, you'll take it.
Fitch with a good defensive play to deflect it out of bounds, and we have a timeout. Billy Donovan's Gators have pulled within 3 of Kentucky. We're back with a look at the vital statistics. Kentucky has not scored in the last 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Their lead of a dozen down to 3, and a man who appreciates solid defense. Tampa Bay Buccaneers Warren Sapp in attendance here among the 12,500. We've got 2 minutes to go. 3-point game.
It's anybody's game. It's going to be who wants it the worst.
Well, Kentucky has become very tentative at their offensive end against their zone, trying to use clock, and that has enabled Florida to regain some kind of momentum now within one possession. I think that pick and pop play with Matt Bonner is a winner.
And it's Florida's ball. Kentucky fans know that when leading with 2 to go this year, they're 25-0, and we have 2 to go. And Kentucky protecting now a 3-point advantage. Nelson inside to Bonner. Cut off. Good defense by Estel. Ooh, dangerous pass, Hamilton. Nelson fires for 3. Dreyer up high to get the rebound. Bonner picks up the loose ball and scores! Bonner with 25. Florida leads, trails by 1.
Kentucky's going to have a very hard time getting their offense going because they can't hear in here.
Fitz misses only the second shot, and Bonner with a rebound, and with 1:13 to go, Florida with a chance for the lead. They've not been in front since 6 minutes into the game when they led 15-14. 11-0 run for the Gators.
1 minute.
Dreyer with a drive. Sets up Lee. Does it count? No. No basket. A foul on the charge by Dreyer.
How about the freshman Dreyer challenging the big people inside? He makes the pass and gives the ball up. That's a no call. That is an absolute no call. Estel came over and just threw his chest out and bumped after the pass was made.
That's where, again, that circle under the basket would have helped an official say no call.
And it all depends on what the officials were looking at. If they were looking at Estel's feet, maybe he got his feet together and stopped before the contact was made. Who knows?
40 seconds to go. Pass inside to Hayes and a foul on Dreyer. He knew it, quickly raised his hand. Third foul on Dreyer. Reminder, let's check the CBS Sports Line stat of the game. And it's second chance points plus 10 Kentucky. Get complete game stats. CBSSportline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sports Line. Billy Donovan uses a timeout. 38.6 seconds to go. Number 2, Kentucky leads by 1. Welcome back tonight on CBS, America's most watched network. It's Touched by an Angel, The District, and Craig T. Nelson, The Agency. Great viewing tonight on Saturday, CBS at the line. Chuck Hayes, the sophomore from Modesto, California. He's a solid free throw shooter. Hayes has made 22 of his last 24 now with that first one, and Kentucky's lead is 2. Misses the second, and Lee with a rebound.
David Lee has done a great job playing with 4 fouls. He's given them everything he has this afternoon.
That was his 10th rebound. Lee with the ball. They get it to the star Bonner with 22 seconds.
That Bonner grimacing.
Yeah.
I think he hurt his foot on that play, just on taking a step.
Dreyer trying to get it in, forcing it in, and a turnover. Fitch comes up with a steal. And Bonner limping now as he goes back on the other end of the court. There was a doubt as to whether or not he would even play today. He did not practice the last couple of days with that muscle injury on the bottom of his right foot.
It's called plantar fascia, and it's an inflammation injury that really makes it impossible for you to push off.
Kentucky's lead is 2, and Kentucky will be at the line when we return.
Dreyer and Bonner involved in a kind of a pick and roll type of play, and Dreyer makes the freshman mistake of jumping in the air, throwing into a crowd. He didn't even really sense that Matt Bonner was hurt on the play. He has no strength in that foot right now. Nevertheless, he stays in the ballgame.
Gerald Fitch, the junior from Macon, Georgia. He's a 75% shooter. Bonner picked up the foul, his 3rd. Fitch at the line with 16 points in the game. Averaging 12. He's the number 2 scorer for Kentucky this year. He makes them both, and with 12 seconds to go, it'll be a very difficult task for the home team. A 3-point lead with a 17th of the game. Up next, the Irish and the Hoyas, or some of you will see Oregon at Arizona, the #1 Wildcats in the West, and we're looking at the #2 Wildcats, Kentucky, here in the Southeast.
This is entirely in character with Kentucky because they win the games when they're able to hold their opponents under 70 points, and we're right at that place right now.
69-65. Fitch Cooley adds 2 more for Kentucky. Kentucky's lead is 4 with 12.8 seconds left. Only 1 more timeout for Donovan. And if Florida fouls, and they almost have to, it'll be a double bonus for Kentucky.
Well, normally I would say you don't need the 3 here, but let's face it, we're down to 12.8 seconds. Billy Donovan has put Anthony Roberson into the game, and I don't think even he knows what Anthony will do if he gets the ball in his hand. He's got the speed to take it right to the rim, and of course he's got 3-point capability. He has hit a lot of big ones this year for Florida.
To show you how significant this Kentucky run has been this year, if they go to victory today, it'll only be the 3rd time in 46 years in the SEC a team that has gone through the conference schedule undefeated. Here's Roberson. Hawkins gets a pick. He goes all the way and scores. And there's a quick timeout by Donovan. 7 seconds to go. A 2-point game. 7 seconds plus remaining. Kentucky by 2. Led by Fitch with 18, Bogans with 15. Matt Bonner has 25. Florida's top scorer. And with just 7 ticks left on the clock, here are the vital statistics. Tubby Smith has the only timeouts left, 2 in his pocket, and the next foul for Florida, double bonus.
Well, Florida can't fool around. Obviously, they would love to get a steal on the inbounds pass, but they can't gamble so much that they won't commit the foul. They would try to make this game as long as possible, foul right away, and then gamble that Kentucky will only make 1 of 2. But don't forget, Florida out of timeouts.
And almost every player on the court, in fact, every player on the court says 70% or better free throw shooter. And Bogans fouled by Dreyer, 5.8 seconds. Keith Bogans walks to the other end, the senior veteran, the 49th player in Kentucky history to join that 1,000-point club. He's averaging 16 points a game this year, 75% from the line.
Good job by Tubby Smith and his team in executing, getting that inbounds pass. They let Bogans kind of delay and drag and then make a hard move. And I think Tubby feels very comfortable with his senior on the free throw line.
A miss on the front end, and that keeps hopes alive, even if he makes this. Florida within a 3 of a tie.
Or 2, depending on what Bogans does here. It's no timeout, so you want to get it to Roberson and let him push and make the decision.
There it is, Roberson. Gotta hurry. For 3. No foul, and the game is over. Kentucky has completed a perfect conference season. 16-0 as they win their 20th consecutive game. The #2 ranked Wildcats survive in a mighty hostile environment. What a game it was, living up to all the billing as #2 beats #3. Chevrolet's most valuable players of the game coming up, as you see Roberson firing, the freshman with a miracle shot. Falls short, and the Wildcats can celebrate a very tough win here in Gainesville today. And the Chevrolet most valuable players are Gerald Fitch of Kentucky, a couple of clutch free throws at the end, 6 for 8 from the floor. Matt Bonner in his final home game, the senior for Florida, brilliant 25, shooting 11 for 14. Chevrolet will make a contribution to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist all those in financial need. For Matt Guokas and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dick Enberg saying so long from Gainesville. Our final, Kentucky 69, Florida 67. Coming up next, you'll either see Notre Dame against Georgetown or the #1 team in the nation, Arizona, playing the Oregon Ducks. So So the longest winning streak in college basketball extends to 20 for the Kentucky Wildcats. This has been a presentation, CBS Sports, home of the men's NCAA basketball championship.